What's up, everyone? This is Cosmic with Cosmic Commentary. Today we're going to be reacting to The Economist with Elon Musk. Let's get right into it.
You support not just the populist right, but the far right. In fact, very fringe parties in some countries.
No, I support the normal people.
Okay.
What you call the far right, falsely.
You think is the normal person. Okay.
Yes.
And immediately we can see what kind of person he is dealing with here. They immediately start off the conversation in bad faith. And then it gets sarcastic whenever he says no.
And here are the principles. And tell me which of these sound terrible. That we should have secure borders, that we should have safe cities, that we should have sensible spending. Which of those three are far right
Those
fringe?
three? No,
And
I just love that he brought this up and he brought it up as just simple, flat facts. And there's no way for her to spin it.
I would like to just admonish you
Dude.
and the media for the absurd characterization of the far right. It is false and misleading and nonsense. Please keep this part in.
We'll keep all of this in, but let me
Don't cut this part.
Let me push.
This is a man who has absolutely no faith in this media.
Back on that. Let me push back on that
Because it is
you have
nonsense.
Elon, you have what is it? Close to 250 million followers on X.
Yeah, because I'm
You say things like,
a popular guy.
quote, civil war in Britain is inevitable. Just a question
On the current
of when.
trends, yes.
I mean, when were you last in the UK?
A few years ago.
Exactly. So I live there. I'm there the whole time. That is
Yeah,
nonsense.
you live a cloistered existence.
No, I don't actually. And the numbers also disprove what you say.
What numbers?
All the numbers about crime. London is a much safer city than any city in the United States.
Here's a graph showing off the assaults per capita and the homicide rates. And I do say they have a tremendously lower homicide rate, but also their assault rate is just about damn there with the worst cities in the U.S. The big thing about it, though, is we got guns and they over there going full on Michael Myers over there on themselves.
Violent crime in the UK is not where you think it is. In fact, it's coming down.
Man, if you look at it over the span over like the last 20 years, it's actually gone up 26%.
You have painted, and because you have so many followers, so many Americans believe it, a kind of view that Europe and the UK are kind of, overrun with terrifying Muslim immigrants. There's rape on every corner.
When you compare London to the worst cities in America, it sits smack dab in the middle of them. And the rate of rape has tripled in London over the last 20 years.
And you absolutely do live in a cloistered existence. And if you'd like, we can go on a tour of Britain.
Sure.
And we
I'd
can go
be
on a
very
walking
happy
tour.
to come on a tour of Britain.
And you will see
You
for
come
yourself.
see my country that I live in all the time, and you haven't been
Yes,
to a few
I've
years
been
ago.
there literally 100 times.
But when was the last time?
Literally a few years ago.
You know why this exercises me? Because you have really shaped opinion about the UK, and so many Americans I come across and I have conversations with, and and I just had one the other day along the order of, oh, London's such a dangerous place. How can you know? There are sort of grooming gangs everywhere. There's violence everywhere.
Yeah, as an American, they're just cities that you just say to yourself, you're like, yeah, I am not going to that city. I'm not going to some of these cities. They are the worst cities in America. Their crime rate is so bad, there's so much against them. I don't want to go there for like any reason. And then to see London like going head to head with them and like the statistics was just kind of like, ooh. I do want to go to London, but after making this video, I wanted to go to London less.
It's a picture that people get from things that you post or that are posted on X. And for example, you're posting for, what was it, 48 hours of Citizen Vigilante. That film, which,
Yes.
paints a dystopian. I've watched it.
Yes.
It was not fun. I watched it yesterday. It's not a very good movie. But it also paints a dystopian picture of Europe. And it glorifies vigilante violence. It glorifies the murdering of a Muslim immigrant family. I honestly think that it is irresponsible for you to put that up on X.
I think that it's a movie, and it's worth watching.
People
What the hell was that? There was an edit. They said they were going to put this up in full. I was like, why did I just get flashbang? I was like, what's going on?
If people are coming to a country with antithetical views, I am against that. I'm against that. I'm against. I'm against rape and murder. I'm against the imposition of rules and laws that are contrary to what we've come to accept in the West. Um, and and I think it's a crying shame that the sort of traditional media, like you, um, don't recognize this.
Absolutely no response. They hit us with that Men in Black flashbang. You'll forget everything you seen. Agree with us. Bada boom, bada bing. Moving on. What?
Why should you be able to shape European politics? You don't even live there.
And this comes from a person who's doing full-on interviews with world leaders and like people like Tucker Carlson and all these other people, the French president, El Salvador president, all these other people around the world. That is just a huge hypocritical statement by
I
her.
think of it as the sort of the West collectively.
But do you see why this makes people think that this man who has all this power, he's the world's richest man, he thinks he has a right to influence our politics? It makes people, it's why, we started this conversation saying superlatives. It's why people loathe you. I mean, some people do loathe you.
Yes, some people do.
But do you understand why? Do you think what you're doing is helpful for Western democracy?
Maybe some people do loathe me. And that's probably true. I don't care. But the fact that, as you pointed out, 250 million people follow me is that I think a lot more people actually like me than don't, and I think a lot more people hate you and the media more than you realize.
And there they cut the video off with no response. I bet the follow-up is not going to be in their next video with Elon, which I'm about to watch too. Y'all have an amazing day. Peace.